What's going on, everyone? It's your boy Savvy, and welcome back to the Savvy Show. And today, I'm not too sure if it's going to be a juicy one, but it's definitely an interesting one so far. It looks like it's a pretty unique one, and this is SCP-007, the Abdominal Planet. So, yeah, a planet, abdominal planet. So I'm assuming it's a planet inside someone's stomach. Like, who knows? We shall see. But it looks pretty interesting to say the least. So with that all out the way, if you guys are excited for this reaction, you guys are excited to see it, please remember to smash that like button. It'll mean the world. It takes less than a second, and it's 100% free. Especially if you like it, man. Come on. It'll mean a lot. And also remember to smash the sub button as well too. Join the family. We are small right now, but we're growing, so I'd love for you guys to join. Come along for the ride. I ain't gonna stop. I go balls to the wall, all gas no brakes. So it's gonna be a fun time if you enjoy SCP reactions. So come along and have a good time with me. And with that all out the way, remember to turn on post notifications as well, so you know exactly when I'm dropping doses of SCP heat, because I do multiple uploads a day sometimes. So you know, you don't want to miss on a dose. Also, remember, shout out to Dr. Bob. He is the one that's bringing this animation to fruition. So, yo, I'm excited for this one. And with that all out the way, let's get this show started. Alrighty, SCP-007, Abdominal Planet. Let's go, man. Let's get it.
As you can clearly see, this completely throws our entire understanding of our place in the universe into complete disarray, says the astronomer, as he excitedly makes his case to a panel of aged and supposedly learned advisors. My observations leave no doubt that everything we previously suspected to be the absolute truth is wrong. The panel of advisors murmur.
The world is not flat.
To whisper to each other. The astronomer can't hear what they are saying, but the passion and joy that he felt as he explained his findings to the room is quickly draining from his face.
Oh, damn.
He can see the men mouthing the words "no" and "lies" as they make disapproving gestures.
That dude looks like Santa Claus' cousin. Like, no cap. Like, what are you on? Are you on the right show, bro? Like, come on.
How could this be? Had they not understood what he was showing them? Maybe he didn't explain things in a way that they could comprehend. Here he was, the greatest scientist of his day, presenting hard facts, backed up by rigorous observations. And this was their reaction.
He looks like Galileo a little bit.
The group of advisors finish conferring and grow quiet. The chief advisor clears his throat, and everyone in the room waits for him to speak. Royal Scientist, this panel has examined your findings and listened to your theories. The advisor can't help but sneer at the word.
Wow.
And has decided that the ideas you present...
This dude's looking around like, trying to get some more chuckles, bro. Yo, I hate people like this. Just say what you gotta say and keep it pushing, bro. Like, damn.
And are not only incorrect, but dangerous. The astronomer can't believe what he's hearing. This panel, acting under the authority of the king, has charged you with the crime of heresy. The astronomer is shocked. He steps towards the panel to plead with them, but he's stopped by a pair of guards.
Yo.
By the arms. Stop! Stop! I'm a man of science. I only presented you with the truth. But no one seems moved by his appeals. The panel watches as the astronomer is dragged from the room, kicking and fighting, still insisting on his innocence.
Wow.
The screams echo.
What was on that pig, though? Hold up. I know he's dying right now, but I need to see what's on that pig. Is that pepper? Oh, that might be like lemons. I literally thought they put pepperoni on a pig. Like, really? Like, yo, that's what was going through my mind, guys. Come on. Let's get it.
The screams echo through the dungeon as the torturer cranks another notch on the rack,
Damn.
stretching the astronomer's body just a little bit more.
It's so messed
He has
up.
no idea how long this has been going on. Hours, days. The pain has been excruciating and without end. He closes his eyes, trying to escape the torture by retreating into his mind, but he's slapped on the face and brought back to the reality of his situation.
Hell no. You got me fucked up, yo. They slapped my mans, bruh. He's like, no, you're going to take this away. Yo. No, they were definitely wilding back in the day. That shit got me. I literally thought he was going to pass out and die, you know. Just going to let him, you know, take it. But they slapped him up. Man.
Standing in front of him is the chief advisor, the same one who sentenced him to this inhumane treatment. You can end this any time you like. Simply recant your statements and admit you were mistaken, and all of this will be over.
Wow.
The astronomer is unsure if by over he means that they will release him or simply kill him to put him out of his misery. But it didn't matter which the right answer was. He couldn't lie.
All right, Santa
The
Claus'
astronomer
cousin.
knew the truth, and no amount of pain, no matter how intense or how long they submitted him to it, would change what he now knew. Disappointed with the astronomer's steadfastness,
That's
the
conviction.
advisor signals to the torturer, who cranks the rack again, stretching the astronomer's body to the point where he feels like his bones might pop out of their sockets. Recant, the advisor screams, repeating the word over and over, growing louder as the astronomer's own cries increase from the pain caused by the torturer cranking the rack more and more. The astronomer closes his eyes again. He's certain this will be the end of him soon, and that he will die with the great secret he's learned without getting the chance to share it with the world.
Dude, watch this great secret is him basically saying, everyone, we live in a freaking stomach. Like, you know how crazy that would sound? If some guy was just like saying, yeah, this world is all in some dude's stomach. This is crazy, right? And everyone's just looking at him like saying, like, what the hell? So I wonder if that's the case, that that's the findings that he's talking about.
But suddenly, the astronomer notices that the room has gone quiet. The advisor is no longer yelling, and the torturer has stopped operating the machine.
What?
The astronomer opens his eyes to see the advisor and the torturer both in a deep bow. His gaze continues up, and he sees the king himself standing in front of him. The king stares at the astronomer for what feels like an eternity, before simply asking, "Is it true?" The astronomer, limbs still stretched on the rack, manages a nod, and with his remaining strength whispers, "It's true." The king motions with his hand to the torturer, who stands up and begins releasing the astronomer from his constraints. The advisor protests, "But my lord, this man..." But he's cut off by the king with a stern look.
Your turn.
He retreats back into his deep bow. "Show me," the king says, as the astronomer stands, rubbing his sore shoulders where the tendons and muscles were stretched far beyond their natural limits. The astronomer opens the door to his laboratory and
He's as good as new now? It's a cartoon. I won't pay any mind to it that much, but like, come on.
gestures for the king to enter. The room is a mess of papers and scientific equipment, a reflection of the busy and scattered mind of the man who works here. The king is immediately drawn to a table with a large scroll. He spreads it across the table and examines it, but his face betrays no hint of what he is thinking. "Is this what you showed my advisors?" The astronomer nods yes. "Would you like to see for yourself?" The astronomer motions to the window, where a brass tube is attached to a tripod. The king approaches the device, but doesn't know how it works. The astronomer demonstrates by looking through the eyepiece. He moves it slightly, making small adjustments to make sure it is just right for the king. "There, now look." The king bends over to peer through the telescope, and a look of shock comes over his face. What he sees is the most incredible thing he has ever witnessed. There, far above up in the sky, unable to be seen by the naked eye, is a man, and he is staring back at him. The planet that this played out on was not Earth, but a bizarre place that is one of the strangest anomalies in the entire SCP Foundation archive. This is SCP-007, also known as Abdominal Planet.
The fuck?
SCP-007 is a spherical object located in the abdomen of a young man, or rather in the space where his abdomen should be, since most of the muscle, skin, and organs that should be present simply are not. The subject, a Caucasian male in his mid-20s of average height and build, does not appear affected by the large missing portion of his body, and has not reported experiencing pain or discomfort of any kind.
Look at this dude, though. His ribs, everything. This is definitely weird.
In the space where his abdominal muscles and organs should be
What
is a
the
small
heck?
globe composed of soil and water. This sphere, which measures roughly 60 centimeters in diameter, resembles the planet Earth, though the arrangement of the continents does not match any known configuration from our own planet's history. The tiny planet has its own weather patterns, and even a small, but still detectable, gravitational pull.
Wow.
Perhaps the most fascinating aspect of SCP-007 is that it appears to be inhabited. Microscopic organisms that would correspond to roughly the scale of human beings on Earth have been observed on the surface of the planet.
That's crazy. And you know what's even crazier? What if he gets like an itch on his, his abdominal planet, and he just itches the, itches like a chunk of the whole world off, just because he's a little itchy. Yo, imagine what that will look like from. This is crazy. This is crazy.
Far, 2 distinct intelligent species have been identified, both of whom seem to possess a technological level similar to the 15th century on Earth.
Oh,
it is unknown if the inhabitants of the Abdominal planet are aware of the world outside of their planet, and communication attempts with the planet's occupants have been placed on hold by senior Foundation officials, pending further study into what effect an exchange may have on them or us.
That's crazy.
The human subject within which SCP-007 is located provided the Foundation with a name that he claims to be his, but no records of such a person existing have yet to be located. Upon being questioned about the lack of records, he willfully offered both a social security and driver's license number, but when they were checked against current records, neither had yet to be assigned by the U.S. government.
Different universe,
and the mysteries surrounding this man don't stop there. The subject has not shown the need for either food or water, and it is unknown what energy source his body continues to operate on without nutrition. He is capable of both eating and drinking, though, despite the large missing section of his stomach. But it is still not known what happens to the substances after he swallows them.
The heck?
The man has above-average intelligence and scored a 128 on an administered IQ test. He also generally appears friendly and amiable, and expresses only a passing curiosity about the planet located within his abdomen and how it came to be there.
Weird.
When asked about the origins of the planet,
were you born
he
with
replied
it?
very matter-of-factly that, "I just woke up one day and there it was. I don't have any idea how it got there." Due to the poorly understood nature of SCP-007.
So he had a torso before with, organs and a heart. Now it's just gone. That's even more creepier. It would have been less creepier if he was born with it. And he's just okay with it? What?
7. It has been classified as Euclid, and the small planet and the man it resides in are contained in a sealed, comfortably furnished 10 by 10 meter room that the subject is not allowed to leave. The subject is to be monitored closely by Foundation staff and has a weekly chess game with one of the attending doctors, which also serves as an opportunity to evaluate his mental health. So far, he has not shown any signs of mental illness or violent tendencies.
Why did they make him look like this? Now he's happy.
In general, he appears happy with his restricted living situation inside the Foundation facility.
He looks super
and has
pissed off.
made no attempts to escape. The subject has made multiple requests for access to a computer with an internet connection, but due to potential security risks, this request has thus far been denied. Now go and watch another.
This was good. This was a good one. It wasn't as crazy as like all the other ones that like I get like really hyped. I like the story behind the person that was actually trying to like show the truth of the world that they're in, which is like in a stomach, and how the world in there wasn't believing him. It's kind of reminiscent to like what happened in like our society back in the day. So it's just crazy. It's crazy that it went the way it did. It was definitely comical, but a more just weird and just out of nowhere SCP. If you guys enjoyed this SCP reaction, please remember to smash that like button. Also remember to smash the sub button as well too if you want to see more content from me. It'll be along the ride with the kids, so it'll be a fun time. Hop on in. We ain't gonna slow down. So with that all out the way, unfortunately that concludes today's episode. But like always, I'll catch you guys on the next one. With